Hello guys, yeah, welcome back once again. In this video we'll learn how to cut a shirt collar. Okay, so this is a continuation of the previous video. So you can see I've already finished sewing my shirt. So the only thing left now is for me to get the to cut out the collar. So I'll first of all measure round. You can see I'll go ahead and measure the neckline round from one end of the button allowance to the other. So I'll go around. I have to measure it 2 times to be sure of what I got. So whatever you have, you can see what I have. I have about 18 inches. So we are going to, so I'll be working with this facing, is the medium facing, okay? So I'll be working with it. You can use the soft one. So you go ahead and divide your measurement into 2. I got 18. 18 divided by 2, that would be 9 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark 9 inches. So you fold your fabric, your stiff into 2. So I like to draft on this first, because if you draft on your pattern, you can draft it on your pattern, after which you cut it on your fabric. Afterwards, you still go ahead and cut out your facing, but definitely you are going to add interfacing to make it firm. So that's why I want to draft on my facing directly, okay? So you can see I folded my facing into 2, then I mark my measurement I got, which is 9. So you get the midpoint of that 9, which is 4.5. So at the other end, you come up by half an inch, then connect. So you're going to connect it into the midpoint. This is to enable it sit well on the neck. Remember, the neckline is not straight, so that is why we are making a little curve. So from there, I'll go ahead and come up by 1 inch. You can see I'm marking my 1 inch. So this 1 inch will serve as the collar stand. Okay, so this is the collar stand. So after, I'll go ahead and connect. I'll connect it with a straight glue, though it's not that straight, but I'm using a straight glue to connect them. You can see it's a little bit curved. So after that, now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the collar itself. So I'm going to come in by 1 inch. So you come in by 1 inch from the end. So at this point, you're going to design. You can see I'm making a little curve. You can decide to leave it straight. You can decide to curve the tip, the upper tip of the collar stand. So from this line, the next thing I'm going to do, because I want to get a straight line, remember we are cutting, there are some collar which you draft both the collar and the collar stand together, but this particular one I want to cut them separate, okay? So now I've gotten the straight glue. So from that straight glue, now I'll go ahead and mark 2.5 inches upwards. Then after that, I'm going to come out by half an inch. So you can decide to leave with the straight line if you don't want to come out by half an inch. So this is totally optional depending on the kind of color you are working on. So on this folded end now, I will be marking 2 inches from the straight line I marked, not the collar stand line. This time around, the straight line, because I'm drafting the collar stand separate and the collar itself separate, okay? So this is what I have. I think we are done with it. So it's very simple. So the next thing I will go ahead is to cut it out, okay? So I'll go ahead and cut the slant. You can see it's not straight, so this is the enable the collar to sit well when attached. So now this is the straight line, this is for the collar itself. As you can see, I've cut it out. So this is the collar. You put it aside. Then the collar stand, so go ahead and cut out the collar stand. There are some design you can decide to cut everything together without cutting out the collar stand and the collar separate. You can just decide to cut them together. So everything depends on the type of collar you want. So you can see I'm trying to curve the upper part. Okay, so I'll go ahead and finish the cutting. So this is it, we are done with the cutting. So this is our collar stand, and the other piece is our collar itself. So I'm trying to make sure I get a nice cut. You can see, so this is it, this is how it's going to sit on the neck. So this one will be, so this collar itself is going to start 1 inch. That 1 inch I marked out, so that will be where the button is going to be. That will be the button. So after cutting it out, I'll go ahead and gum it. So I'll be folding my fabric into two, right side facing right side. Then I'll place my collar itself. You can see my fabric is folded into two. So I'll go ahead and use my iron to iron it out. So this is what I have. I'm trying to cut it. I will leave a little, maybe a 1/2 inch allowance all around for sewing. So I'll be leaving 1/2 inch all around. So I'll set it aside. Then I'll go ahead and place my collar stand as well. So I'll be placing it. You can see my fabric is on fold, right side facing right side. So I'll go ahead and use an iron to iron it out. You can see I'm done with the ironing. So this is what I have here. So the same thing I did, I'll go ahead and cut round, leaving 1/2 inch allowance for the joining of the collar and the sewing of the upper part. So I'm going to leave 1/2 inch all round. So you can see me doing, I'm trying to cut out the excess fabric I have there, leaving 1/2 inch allowance. So I'll go ahead and use my iron to, you can see the way I'm trying to iron it. I'll iron it this way. You are going to fold it in. See, I'll use my iron to iron it down. You're just going to fold one part where the stiff, where the stay side, you're going to iron it. So now this is the collar. So from this collar stand, I'll go ahead and measure in 1 inch. Remember, 1 inch. So from here I will mark my 1 inch. So I will do the same thing on the other side. That is where our collar is going to start and finish. Okay, so now remember where I folded is the down part. Where I folded the fabric, one of the fabric I used iron to fold is the down part. So you can see I'm trying to show you where you are going to sew. You are going to be sewing from this end down to the end. So after which I'll go ahead and turn it, then give it a nice ironing. So you can see I'm done. So I'll go ahead and eliminate any budge allowance, then give it a notch so that it will be able to sit properly. So I'm trying to give it a notch. Okay, so you can eliminate any excess allowance, after which you give it a very good notching. Okay, so I'll go ahead and turn it. You can see. So I'll use my scissors to bring out the sharp edge, the pointing part, so to make sure it come out very well. So I'll do the same thing on the other end. I'll fold it in, then pull it, then use my scissors to bring it out to make sure it came out. So you can see I'm trying to bring out the point side, the edges. So this is what I have. So I'll go ahead at this point, I'll go ahead and give it a very nice ironing. There are some design you can decide to run a stitch. Just for design, you can run a stitch round. So I've ironed it, you can see. So now remember, on our collar stand we marked out 1 inch on both sides. So I'll go ahead and secure it with a pin so that it won't be moving around. So after that, now go ahead, the end, the down part of the collar where I did not sew, where I turned, I'm going to be inserting it into the collar stand. So you can see where my interfacing is will be facing where the interfacing of the collar is. So this is how I placed it. You can see the interfacing is, see where the interfacing is. So it will be facing where the interfacing is on the collar stand. So I will place it on that 1 inch. I also place the other end, you can see, on the 1 inch. So I'll go ahead and secure it with a pin. You can see how I put it from the down part of the collar stand. I insert my collar itself. Okay, so I'll go ahead and secure it with pin. So this is what I have, trying to make sure everything is properly arranged. Then I'll go ahead and secure it with a pin. So I'll pin it round. You can see the collar itself is in the middle of the collar stand. Okay, you know the collar stand will cut two fabric, one for the main fabric and the other one for the lining. So it's in between, the collar itself is in between. So I place it in between, starting from the down part where I folded one part. You can see the folding part of the collar stand. So I'm trying to make sure everything is properly arranged and in place. So this is what you have. I'll go ahead and sew from that point corner. I will sew it round, then I'll curve it to the other side, after we should go ahead and open it up and turn it. So you can see, so I'll go to my sewing machine and run a stitch. I'll come and show you guys. So this is what I have. So I'm trying to notch. I'll go ahead and notch it so that you'll be able to sit properly. Okay, so you can see I'm trying to notch it. So after that, I will flip it, I'll turn it over. So this is it. I also use my scissors to bring out the pointed edge. So this is it, you can see. So I'll do the same thing on the other side. I'm trying to make sure everything is equal, both ends are equal. So this is what I have. So I can go ahead and I see I'm trying to make sure everything is equal. So this is it. I've given it a nice press, you see. So our collar is ready. So you can see can see the down part, I folded one end. So then the other allowance remaining, I will use it to attach. Okay, I will be using it to attach it on the main fabric. So you can see how I'm doing. So you can see I want the stiff parts, where the stiff parts to be facing outside. So this is how I'll go ahead and sew it. You can see starting from the back. So you can see I'll use the remaining ½ inch allowance to join it to the main fabric. So you can see I'm trying to pin it together to make sure everything is equal, using the ½ inch allowance. Remember, the other half I folded it in, so I'll be using this ½ inch now to sew it. Okay, so this is it. After pinning it, I'm still trying to pin everything. So after pinning it, this is what we'll have now. You can see, so this is how it will look like after you have run a stitch. So for us to close it, to secure or to cover the edges, the rough edges, you can see the way I'm trying to use the other part I folded in. You can see, so you use the other part to cover it up. So this is our color. So this is how it's look like. I'll go ahead and run a stitch, after which I'll use the folded end, those part I folded on the collar stand, I'll use it to cover the raw or the rough edges. Okay, so after that, this is what we'll have. You can see our collar is ready. I am done with the sewing. So this is it, guys. It's very simple and easy. So you can see now our dress is ready. Please, I will leave a link on this on my description box so that you'll be able to watch how I make this jumpsuit. Okay, so this is the continuation of that video, so I will leave a link. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Bye.